My name is Ken McDonald, Head of Trafford Youth Offending Service, part of Children and Young People Service in Trafford. I chair the Trafford Against Bullying steering group. We've commissioned this film to hear the voice of children and young people in Trafford.
We spoke to young people from different areas in Trafford. Old Trafford, Sale Moor, Urmston Davyhugh, Altrincham Broadoak, to hear about their experiences of being bullied. 69% of children in the UK report being bullied. Over 30,000 children called ChildLine in 2010-2011 about bullying. In 2007, there were about 71% of students that report bullying as an ongoing problem. Types of bullying: verbal, non-verbal, social, psychological, physical, sexual, and cyberbullying. Young people's experience of bullying.
They verbally abused a young person at a time, and it was 2-on-1.
They called me names, they physically hit me.
And physically, hit her, and it just led to a vicious circle.
Well, my mum asked if they could stop bullying me because it's getting me upset. And so the parents talked to them and they said, I know because it's happened to me before, so I'll stop bullying her because it makes her sad.
Just kept saying, go away, and they just eventually did. So.
It was always the name calling, probably size or weight or what they look like in their appearance, physically.
A girl has sent a lad a naked picture, and then they've split up and he's put the picture on Facebook. There's 2,500 comments, I think it was, just absolutely ripping into the girl, just saying whatever they want to say about the picture. It's not her fault. I think she committed suicide. I think that's what was going around Facebook anyway, but it might have been a lie.
65% of lesbian, gay and bisexual young people have experienced homophobic bullying. 38% of disabled children are worried about being bullied.
I had a friend who was epileptic and used to get bullied at high school. The teacher that we had at the time, she was actually aware of it, but she was really busy and I don't think she did anything about it.
I think of myself as normal, but that's mostly because I've been narcoleptic since I was 4, so it's life. So I wasn't different. I never thought I was different. I just thought I had a couple extra naps. So if anybody said anything, it was never, think twice about myself. Am I strange? Or, it was never a problem.
Cyberbullying. 38% of young people in the UK have been affected by cyberbullying. Abusive emails and text messages were the most common methods. 28% of these children didn't tell anyone about the abuse.
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
Chat rooms, Facebook, if you ask me personally, it's the main reason cyberbullying is starting to have a big impact.
Well, it was during school and the police have to come in because something went over the internet, making a scene count and saying to the friends that I'm going to kill you, and then bullying them.
I've experienced it in a way where I've had people hack into my own Facebook and inbox people and cause me trouble, but I think people are now starting to realise that what's said on Facebook isn't true.
Say someone sets up a Facebook group for a friend who's died suddenly. Trolls would then go onto that page and write loads of comments. Trolls don't necessarily know their victims, but just decide they want to make their lives hell.
In 2006, 85% of young people had witnessed bullying. 82% of them tried to intervene. How many people would intervene today?
You don't really want to tell on someone, so then maybe get bullied yourself for telling on someone.
At our school, when there's bullying, people who've seen it tend to say something about it. They have their own opinion about what happened.
Yeah, I think it's pathetic. I've stuck up for them because I know how it feels.
And teachers kind of see it too, but they kind of just don't really bother doing anything about it. They just leave it because they think it's just typical, and that's just what happens.
I think that they mainly do it because of fear and peer pressure.
Why people become bullies.
I think people bully people because they want to feel in control, they want to feel good about themselves.
We don't have confidence and they see other people do, so we decide to try and put them down.
Maybe if they've been bullied by someone and that's how they're brought up, they think that it's right sometimes.
There's people who like to bully people to make themselves feel better and some who just do it for fun.
Effects of bullying. Over 16,000 young people aged 11 to 15 are frequently absent from school or home educated because of bullying.
People that I went to school with, they used to get bullied and then they just like sat in corners and never talked to no one. And so socially, they just become unattached from groups.
Girls not eating and lads, even lads not eating, just you can go from that to the hurting themselves, slitting the wrists. That cause arguments in the family, and then it just gets worse from there on.
Sometimes I've seen people obviously go to doctors and that through depression.
Because people have committed suicide over actual bullying and cyberbullying and things like that.
There is a strong connection between bullying, being bullied, and suicide. Talking about bullying.
I think talking to young people about bullying does make a difference because it makes them more aware of the consequences of bullying and really how it can affect someone's life. And I think if someone knew how bullying affects the victim and the bully, they wouldn't want to be a part of it and they would want to stop it.
Not people who are bullying, I think they should be punished with worse stuff than just detentions. Sometimes reassuring them doesn't help in school because you reassure them one week and then the next week's happening again.
If you talk to them about it and you can tell them how it makes people feel upset, then they'll understand, and as they get older, if they're getting bullied, they'll know what to do.
For some people, it's like a chance to maybe tell people what situations they've been in and finally get it off the chest without being embarrassed.
Bullying laws.
Are you aware of the law attached to bullying?
No.
Nope.
No.
No.
No, I'm not. I don't know.
Using threatening, abusive or insulting words or behaviour with any writing, sign or visual representation causing that or another person harassment, alarm or distress can result in imprisonment and or a level 5 fine. Anti-Bullying Week.
I've heard of Anti-Bullying Week and I think it works because it shows you all the bad stuff that happens to the victims and what they feel, and you see everything's just hard hitting, so you get quite emotional about it.
I have heard of Anti-Bullying Week. I don't know much about it and I don't know when it is.
We make posters and we have competitions about who's is the best poster, and then we put it up around the school. And since Anti-Bullying Week, where they've tried to stop everyone, it's worked on quite a lot of people and they don't bully people anymore. So I think it's working.
I think they do work, but once again, it's whether the people involved, young people, whether they actually want to discuss situations they've been in, and if they don't really, then people will disengage within group activities and stuff like that.
Here are some recommendations.
If we could do a club thing where people who's being bullied or who's bullied somebody and don't like that they did it or have it's being done to them, can go there and talk about it.
It'd have to just be through giving funding to places where I work for us to then run schemes with them.
You need to not make your disability an issue and just interact like usual, or how you would with family or people that you're comfortable with, and then everything will just fall into place.
Whoever we are, wherever we are, we've got a responsibility to tackle bullying. So we don't want people to be bystanders. We want people to be actively involved. If you see somebody being bullied, report it. We've got information on the e-safety, on anti-bullying and sexual exploitation. On Trafford websites, Trafford Safeguarding Board, and also Children and Young People Service web pages as well does carry information about anti-bullying, and I would urge everyone to actually try and access those web pages to get as much information as possible.
Here are some examples of effective practice in Trafford.